Okay, welcome. Tonight Scott and I decided we were going to get together and talk about a couple of guys that two of whom were in the Hall of Fame and one is not, but maybe he ought to be. And then we're going to talk about whatever else comes to mind. And if you're on and in the chat and you want to jump in, I'll be happy to send you the link. Just let me know, from the chat that you'd like to. So Scott, you asked me who we could talk about, and I said, how about Harmon Killebrew and Kirby Puckett? Because I watched one of your recent videos, and you talked about those guys, and I know you have a lot of Kirby Puckett cards.
Yeah, I do.
What did you want to? What would you like to start with?
Where do we start? Can show you one of my favorite autographs of Kirby. It's on a index.
Is that when he hit the home run?
Yeah, that's what the picture's from. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Very nice.
It's personalized, but dated when he signed it.
Scott, are you still muted?
No, I'm not. Are we losing each other? Can the guys in chat hear me?
I can't hear a thing. Can you guys hear Scott in the chat? Okay, yeah. I'm not the only one then. Okay. I think it's me. Let's see if we can get Scott on here now.
Can you hear me now?
I'm going to work on this a little bit. Second.
How about now?
How about now, Scott?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay. Can you guys, Mike, can you still hear us both? Brian? I think it's my speaker. Oh, well. Scott, I don't think I'm going to be able to hear you. So you just give me a hand signal when you're talking, and we'll let you go from here. Go ahead.
Okay. You heard, well, I guess you didn't hear. Here's another one. This is from the 1985 All-Star program. It's cut out from they have a sheet of all the all-star players to vote for. Got out the Kirby, and that's his rookie year. Here's a legendary cut, Upper Deck. I got that from Cracker Jack Cards. Hey, Orlando. Do you have any Kirby Puckets, Rick?
I do. I've got a couple of them here. Oddly enough, one of the cards that I want to try to get at the National is that '84 Fleer card, the update.
Yeah.
And so we'll see what happens there. But I got a couple of. I got the '85 Topps card. Which is his first Topps card. And I got the '85 Donruss. This is a pretty nice looking set too.
Yeah.
I like the '84 best, but I think maybe '85 might be the second best. So,
I like the leaf one too, with the little leaf on the upper corner.
Yeah. Yep.
I've got a.
Yeah, I've got.
I counted my Kirby Puckets the other night, and I put them in a spreadsheet. I've got 277 different from his playing days. So that's.
Well, I don't have anywhere near that many.
So when I'm looking for something to do, I can always find a cheap collectible to pick up and add to it.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. Well, we got some folks in the chat. I'll just run through it real quickly. And we got Mike, the sports history collector, Brian Hodges, 1455. God is great. Vintage oddball cards, Rick. Undrafted player. Brad, 8671. How are you, Brad? Orlando from A Collector's Dream. And Ridazzle. I'm not sure how you pronounce that. Somebody might have to give me a heads up on that. So that's good for just a spur of the moment kind of a thing. So
got an all-star
why don't you
team.
show us? Why don't you show us a few of those oddball cards?
My Puckets are pretty much mainstream, but Killebrew is the one I got all the oddball cards.
Well, yeah, tell us a little bit more about that. You mentioned that in your video that you didn't have very many or any maybe of the sort of flagship cards.
Right. I've got one here. I got a 66, but it's autographed.
Okay.
And I've had all of those cards before, all the regular issue. I guess I've been been around so long that I want to look for some of the stuff I didn't look for before. The oddball, the proofs, that kind of thing.
Some different things.
Yeah, like the Mannies, kind of baseball land. See, Mike wanted to see some Flair.
That's a great thing.
I can there, Mike. Those have become pretty popular in the last couple of years. They're getting to be expensive.
Yeah. That's across the street from Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Manny's Baseball Land. Is that where it is?
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, how many Harmon Killebrew autographs do you have?
I only have 2. I think it's only 2.
Yep. 2.
2. Okay.
And this is my other one. The Upper Deck Heroes.
Other one.
Okay. Yeah.
And here's what I just got in the mail
And
yesterday.
here's what I just got in the mail yesterday.
Oh yeah.
71 bazooka panel.
71 bazooka panel.
Very nice.
Oh, I do have one oddball Puckett
I
item.
do have one oddball Puckett item with
Kirby Puckett's pancake mix.
Okay.
Kirby pancake mix.
Yeah. Perfect. I saw a picture in an old Sports Illustrated of Mickey Mantle signing a contract for batter up pancake mix. That was pretty cool. Well, I have one Harmon Killebrew autograph, which I'm not going to show because it's on a bat and it's mounted to the wall, so I didn't want to take it out of the tube. But I saw Harmon Killebrew hit a home run, and when I was at the peak of my baseball career at age 10 in Baltimore, and I swear to you, he hit it straight at me. It ended up landing about 5 rows in front of me, but I thought it was going to hit me.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, I got a couple of Harmon Killebrew cards out. I got the rookie card from the 55 set. He was a bonus baby. He really wasn't ready to come up to the big leagues, but they had the rule was in those days that if they signed you for more than $5,000, I think it was, they had to put you on the major league roster. So you just kind of sit there and not do too much. And then I got out his 1960 card, which I think is still pretty cool because it's with the Senators.
It's nice.
Nice.
I got a graded card. That's the only graded Harmon Killebrew card I have. Do you have the? I guess you probably don't have the Topps card where he's in the Kansas City uniform.
That's the SSPC.
That's SSPC.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is I think this is his last Topps card. And it's, the 75 was still in the Twins uniform. So. And here's one of the nicest cards. I originally I thought this set was pretty plain, but it has some really great pictures on it.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
69 Topps. So that's what I have to show for Harmon Killebrew.
I did find one more.
Okay.
About this one.
Okay. Yeah. That's the Giants card, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's signed.
Yeah, and it's signed.
Very nice. And I think he's got some others, those Topps oddball cards. Did he have one of the embossed set from '65?
Yeah.
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 And I'm sure he has others as well. He's you probably know this because you're a Twins fan. Maybe some of the others do or don't, but he's still the only member of the Baseball Hall of Fame from Idaho.
That's pretty unique.
Just a little bit
Pretty unique.
of Norman Killebrew. I think maybe I've told you this before too. The first baseball game I ever saw was in Metropolitan Stadium in Twin Cities, and Killebrew was a favorite of my aunt and uncle because they lived up in Walker, Minnesota, on Leech Lake.
Okay.
And but they kept talking about Killer. I thought, well, wow, he must be. I hope he's not a real killer.
Yeah.
But he was something else.
Yeah, I don't have his home run derby. I have Bob Allison's though.
Okay. Well, those are pretty hard cards to come by.
That was a gift from Matt. Card Story.
Oh, very, very nice.
Ran into him in Dallas, and he goes,
"Would
you like this?"
Nice.
Great people. Community here.
Absolutely.
I've got some other
oddball cards.
Well, yeah, let's see them.
That's the Transagram.
Transagram, yeah.
Stand up.
Okay, I've got that one.
There's the bazooka without the panel. Nice to get a 6.
Yeah, that's hard to do with those hand cut cards, isn't it?
And this is candy lid proof.
Okay.
If you look at the back,
you
can see that it was round.
Mm-hmm.
And this is Chemstrand patch.
Oh yeah.
I got a pretty good grade on that.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever actually seen one of those in person, but I had read about them.
There's a Yogi in the set. There's a Transagram
panel.
Okay.
And to go with that Transagram panel, I've got the whole box. You can see the 3 little cards. That was what that last one was.
Yep. That's the whole box, isn't it?
Yeah, I got that at the National last year.
Awesome.
Digging in a box. Just digging in a box.
You found a box in a box.
Yep.
Well, I walked around with you a fair amount at the National last year, and you found a lot of really strange stuff. No doubt.
It was fun.
That was pretty cool. Yes, it was. Yeah, we're going to, as several people have commented that they're going to miss you at not being there this year, and it goes double for me.
Yeah, I've talked to somebody about my hotel room for next year.
Okay, well, it's back in Chicago, so
yeah,
next couple of years, so that's good. That's a good place for it to be, really. It's probably the most reasonably convenient for everybody.
Mookie's late.
Mookie's late.
I got to
Yeah,
catch him
see,
up.
You gotta catch him up.
There's a Heroes from Upper Deck
Yep.
and the 66 tops. And I think it's this 64 Giant.
And that one's autographed also. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mookie's asking about killer autos. Very nice.
Killebrew I want though. Like to get the Killebrew full. Peter's meats. I have a Ed Lopat. He was a pitching coach.
Okay. He probably taught Jim Cotton.
Yeah. I'd like to get him too. And there's Don Lee.
Yeah.
Kind of fun looking for that kind of stuff.
Absolutely. It is fun. And that National's a great place to do that.
Yeah. That's where I got those from.
See a lot of strange stuff that you don't really see in a lot of other places. So that's
strange is good.
Yeah, strange is good. The stranger, the better. So I was intrigued by the fact that you intentionally don't have any of or many of Harmon's flagship cards. Is there a reason for that, or just?
I could probably go get them all in the next couple of days if you wanted them.
Yeah. Well, I mean, because being a set collector, of course, I've got all of his cards, Topps cards, that came in the regular annual sets. But I wouldn't have anywhere near as many oddball things as you do. I got a few, but not all.
Here's
that many.
A binder I have. That's a complete set.
Okay.
These came in a game.
Oh yeah. Nice.
And of course, Harmon was in the set.
Absolutely. When I got this 75 card out, I really like the back of it because most of them's got in that set got 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 lines. He's got like 14 or something like that.
Yeah.
They got him loaded up.
That's how we looked up stats in the old days.
That's right.
That's
right. So he ended up with I believe 573 home runs for his career.
I think he was number 4 when he retired.
Yeah, I think he had Ruth. Well, I don't know when he retired. Probably not. Because Ruth and Aaron would have been ahead of him. Mays was ahead of him. Frank Robinson was ahead of him.
I think Frank got his home runs. Frank might have got his home runs afterwards.
Well, I think 75 was his last year as a player.
Okay.
Same as Harmon. I'm pretty sure that's right.
Well, he was number 4 at some point, I think.
Yeah.
And then Frank Robinson, of course.
Well, however it happened, I'm not
Yeah.
exactly sure now, but I just trying to remember now. Is Frank Robinson's 75 card is he's in an Indians uniform. I think he was player manager and mostly at that point managing. So I don't know that he hit a lot of home runs after that. If you can talk for a while, I'll check the baseball encyclopedia and we can find out for sure.
Okay, I got a few other Twins items I can show. I've got a pin up that just because it's one of my favorite ones.
Oh yeah.
I like pin-ups. I've got you can't really see it, but there's a Hank Aaron right there, and then Harmon's over here.
Okay.
68 Harmon, that's a 72 Hank. And then I have the Pittsburgh exhibit of Harmon. And this is my only graded exhibit of Harmon. It's the harder one to find with him batting helmet, holding the bat.
When did that one come out?
That one was around 1960, early 60s.
So it's part of that 47 to 66 series.
Yes.
Yeah. Frank hit 3 home runs in 1976, and he hit 9 home runs in 1975. And Harmon hit 14 home runs in 1975. And even though he's pictured, in the Twins uniform on the 75 card, he hit all of those as a member of the Kansas City Royals.
Calvin Griffith gave him away. He wouldn't keep him for that last year.
Well, they didn't get a lot of production from him, but he did hit 14 home runs. So.
He was their last big home run hitter, really, until Puckett came along. Herbeck and Bernatsky, Gaetti.
Yep, those guys hit some long ones. Few.
Yep.
How many years did Kirby play? Do you remember?
I think it was 12.
12? Sounds about right.
Yeah, he still has more hits than Mike Trout.
I'm afraid Mike's candle is burned bright, but not too long.
He could come back, but those back injuries are tough.
It's starting to look like a pattern, though, I mean, the last 5 or 6 years have been pretty hard on him.
Yeah. But yeah, I think he had the most hits in his first 10 years than anybody. Kirby did.
Yeah.
He didn't start as young as everybody. He was 23, 24, something like that.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, I know he didn't play very long in 1951 but Mickey was only 19 in 1951. He didn't turn 20 until after the season,
Yeah. I see
regular season ended.
Mookie mentioned Frank Viola.
Oh, yeah. The left-hander. Well, Mookie would remember him from the Mets.
Yep. This is a 25th anniversary season ticket card.
Okay.
It's signed by
Nice.
Blyleven, Oliva, Bernansky, and Viola.
Uh-huh.
Invited to the season ticket party.
Now, did you go to that?
No,
No.
I bought it secondhand.
Okay.
But the first home run derby was in Minnesota too.
Okay.
1985 All-Star game.
1985 All-Star game. And that
Is it
was
Dave-
the 20th anniversary of the first All-Star game in Minnesota.
Yeah. I can't remember if it's Dave Parker or Jim Rice won the home run derby. I don't remember which one.
I couldn't tell you. It would surprise me if Parker did. He was basically a line drive hitter. I mean, he could hit a line drive a long way. So
Yeah.
in Three Rivers Stadium, they had the Cobra corner down there in right field. He used to
Mm-hmm.
hit him out there pretty often. But Stargell was the one that hit him in the third deck.
If not out of the park.
I don't know. I just remember that they had, I think, 4 seats painted in Three Rivers Stadium and numbered 1 through 4, and he hit 3 of them.
Remember
I don't know who.
2 out of Dodger Stadium. Mike is telling us. Stargell hit 2 out of Dodger Stadium.
Yeah.
Did you remember the All-Star game in Detroit? This guy hit one.
Yeah. Absolutely.
That was an amazing homer.
That was
Hit the lights.
unbelievable. He crushed that. I think it hit it some kind of a, I don't know what it was out there, an electrical box, big box that underneath those lights. It was almost like out of the natural,
It was. That was one of those home runs you don't forget.
No, not at all. Yeah, that was an amazing all-star game. The guys that hit the home runs were a lot of the big names. Aaron, Clemente, Jackson. I forget who all else hit them, but I want to say they were probably all. I think the American League hit 3, and I think the National League hit 3. But the winning team.
Didn't it stop the National League winning streak too?
I think it did. Yeah, like 17 games in a row or something like that, was it?
Yeah. Well, they had such
And
great
yet-
players.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because if you look at since the beginning, the American League dominated, in the earlier years, and then after integration, a lot of the big stars were in the National League, by the time the mid '60s rolled around. So, yeah.
And now the American League has been winning.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny. You had another guy you wanted to talk about that you mentioned, Eddie Lopat. It's a shame Adam's not here because he has a lot of Eddie Lopat cards he could show.
Yeah,
You got
I showed
something on
you.
it?
I showed
Yeah.
you that Peter's Meats.
Yeah. Now he was a coach for the Twins at that time.
Yeah, that was their first season, and these are unused hot dog panel, so they would wrap them around the hot dog package.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
And they came in a porkette package also, so you almost have to have two sets to have the whole every variation.
Oh, okay.
But
Well, I got a couple of Lopat cards out. This is I don't know. I sort of think that a rookie card ought to be in the rookie season, but I think this is his first Bowman card, 49 out of the 49 set. The Yankees got him in a trade with the White Sox somewhere in the middle of the season in 48. But then he was part of that string of 5 consecutive world championships with Vic Raschi and Allie Reynolds. You know, none of those guys are household names now, but I think they're. I personally think they were as good of a championship pitching staff as maybe they didn't rival the Braves with all their 300 game winners and dominating pitching staff in the late 80s and 90s, but they were awful good.
Bob Turley, wasn't he the reason that the Yankees won most of those games?
No, he wasn't on the Yankees back then.
Oh, okay.
He was the MVP of the 58 World Series. And Ford came up in 50, but he missed, I don't know, either 2 years or I think 2 seasons with military service, 51 and 52. So he really didn't play too much on the during that 5-year run. They had some other good pitch. Of course, Joe Black was not Joe Black. Joe Page was the in the bullpen. He saved a lot of games.
Yeah, there's a 58 ticket for the World Series.
Yeah,
played in Milwaukee. Yankees won that one. And I heard Tony Kubek said that Bob Turley was responsible for 50 home runs by Mickey Mantle. Because he knew what pitch the pitcher was going to throw just by the tell that the pitcher had. So he'd whistle and Mickey knew what pitch was coming.
Well,
that's not cheating.
You didn't want to give a guy like Mickey Mantle, any help at all because he could hit him a long way.
Yeah.
I love that story about his 535th home run, which he hit off Denny McLain.
Yeah.
And Bill Freehand, the catcher, told him, he said, Denny's going to give you one. And Mickey thought he was pulling his legs. So he took the pitch. It was right down the middle of the plate. He said, no, really, he's serious. So he grooved another one, and Mickey hit it out. Mookie says that Robert Redford was older than Wilford Brimley. Well, maybe so.
Here's Denny McLain signed baseball.
Okay.
And he writes that he grooved Mickey the pitch.
Yeah.
He was his hero, his icon.
Uh-huh.
And if you don't like it, please go to Happy Hell.
Yeah, well, that's where Denny went a little later on.
Yeah. He has 17 inscriptions on the ball,
Unbelievable.
but the Mickey Mantle one was the best.
Yeah, boy. So the other Lopat card I have to show you is the 52 tops card, number 57.
That's a nice card.
It is. It's really a beautiful card, and it's the black back, which is the slightly scarcer,
Yeah.
although they sell for about the same amount of money. So that came out of my 52 top set. Well, I got two books here I wanted to show. When we got to talking about Eddie Lopat, this is one of the first books that I got that talked about this time period. Of course, they, won 14 pennants and whatever it was, 9 world championships during that period of time.
That was a great
And
run.
Lopat, and this book is organized basically in chapters that relate to the different time periods, and they go year by year. And I thought, in light of the last 2 seasons where the Yankees have kind of cratered just before the All-Star break, I thought I would read this. Eddie Lopat's talking about a game in Washington in 1948, doubleheader on a Sunday. He was pitching in the second game, and Yogi didn't want to play because he said he was tired. And so Charlie Silvera came up and caught the second game, but he didn't drive in any runs. And even though he was up on 4 men on base, I guess didn't drive in any runs. But DiMaggio came in after the game was over, and he said, "Yogi, are you all right?" Yogi said, "Yeah, I'm okay." And he said, "Well, it's a good thing because you kind of dogged it out there today, And he says, "What the hell's wrong with you? You're 23 years old and you can't catch a doubleheader." and I think that that's those guys, and they all jumped all over Yogi. Johnny Lindell and a bunch of the other players, and just you're not giving it all. Now it's painfully obvious nobody's giving it all. Nobody's giving hardly anything. It's terrible. And the other book is this is my all-time favorite sports book. David Halberstam. He was a great writer, and he wrote a lot of non-sports books. The 50s, the best and the brightest about Vietnam. And, he wrote a book about the Korean War. I mean, just covered a lot of things. And but this is a great book. It's all about the story of that season, which if you remember how it ended, the Yankees were down 1 game and going into Boston with 2 games left in the season. Of course, they won both of those games and won the pennant and subsequently won the World Series. But it's just such a great story and very well written. So if you don't have this book or you don't know about it, I really would strongly recommend it. It's just you could be a Red Sox fan, or you could be a Yankees fan, or just a baseball fan and still really enjoy this book.
Yeah, Boston turned the tables on the Twins in '67. Twins were up 1 game going into Saturday. Yastrzemski went 6 for 8, and Boston won both games in the pennant.
Yep. Joe Charbonneau, Scott mentions. Joe was in the natural. he also looked as a baseball coach for actors. Well, unfortunately, he didn't take his own advice. Rookie of the year and out of baseball after not too long after that.
Simon and Garfunkel could have sang about him. Where have you gone,
Yeah.
Joe Charbonneau?
Yeah, well, nobody knew where he went.
Yeah.
At least DiMaggio went home to Maryland. Well,
Well, his first wife was an actress from Duluth, Minnesota, DiMaggio.
yeah, that's right. The thing that I remember the most about Joe Charbonneau is that he could open a bottle of beer, get the cap off of it in his eye socket, Which
I remember the purple hair.
What's that?
I remember the purple hair.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he had a great rookie year, that's for sure.
I don't know if I ever showed you this. You know who that is?
Well, not 100% sure, but it looks like Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle, but I don't know. Oh, Roy and Ray Mantle, his brothers.
Yeah.
They
both tried out for the Yankees.
Yeah. Well, Mickey said he thought they were better than he was, but I think he was just being nice.
And I did get these photos back from PSA.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
What's the other cool thing is, I'll show you. I got one more. Same photo, reverse negative.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Where'd you get that one?
Cracker Jack cards.
Cracker Jack cards.
Yeah, when they bought a big collection, and I went over there and spent almost all my national money for last year there.
Wow. That's awesome.
They've got great collection, great connections.
Yeah. That's a good company.
Here's another one for
you. Okay. 1939 Yankees and Red Sox. Joe DiMaggio and Jimmy Fox.
That's DiMaggio's MVP.
Yeah. The only ticket stubs that I have are the games that I went to, and now you can't even get those as a souvenir.
Yeah.
I think I read somewhere that the Phillies were the last team in Major League Baseball to offer, real physical tickets. They want you to use that app and go to the game and show it on your phone. I know with my luck, my battery would die, or the satellite would fall out of the sky or something, and I wouldn't be able to show my ticket.
Yeah, there could be a computer glitch like the one that's going on now.
Absolutely. Well, that's surprisingly enough, we're coming up on 53 minutes or something like that. It's hard to believe that you that we took up almost an hour with as little as we have here. But it's fun to talk about. And, if you've got a lot of stuff to show, it's hard to find time to talk about it.
Yeah,
So I'm glad we had the time to do that.
I picked up a couple recent autographs of old time Yankees too.
Did you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't make that out.
Elston Howard.
Elston Howard. He's hard to get.
Yeah.
He's hard to get.
That one's easy because his name's on it.
Earl Combs.
And that's a guy you probably don't care much for.
Johnny Keane.
Yeah. Won the World Series for the Cardinals.
Yeah, I don't think I could blame Johnny Keane for the collapse of the Yankees. I mean, the seeds of their rapid decline were sowed a long time before that.
And I got a nice
Johnny
JD McCarthy postcard.
Okay.
He's in the Yankee uniform.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I have a decent collection of autographed baseballs by various Yankees. Nothing. I think probably I have an Ed Lopat autographed baseball. That's probably my oldest one. Well, that's not true. I do have a Joe DiMaggio autographed baseball. But that's those are I don't really collect autographs, but I just accumulated, running into things, But that's where I found out that Elston Howard was such a tough one to get. I mean, you can spend $1,000 on an Elston Howard autographed baseball.
Yeah.
And you can get all the Bobby Richardsons you want for $80.
Well, I got this one when I was running around with you and Dom last year.
Oh yeah, we all got one of those.
Yeah.
What a nice guy.
He was.
He was really. I mean, he acted like he wanted to talk to you.
Yeah. He was a little nervous about finding his way out of the show.
Well, still, if somebody wanted to know if Chris from Missouri was in his car yet driving to the National, which is funny because at first I thought he was talking about Scott, because the way that the chat was running at that time. But I don't think Scott would have to get in his car today to make it to Cleveland by Wednesday, because he lived like 10 miles from the IX Center.
Are you doing a video on your baseballs in the next day or so?
Yeah, we're going to try to tomorrow. I got Alex Bowman 53 and Mike, the sports history collector. They have a lot of baseballs. I'm not even going to show any of the few that I have.
Well, you got some good Yankee ones.
Yeah, but these guys are actually enthusiastic autograph collectors on baseballs, and I'm just like I said, these are just ones that I've kind of run into or gotten as gifts. Like this year for Father's Day, my sons gave me a Nolan Ryan autograph ball.
Oh, that's nice.
So I was glad to get it. He's he's kind of a throwback, to the days when, I mean, I never forget that fight that he had with Robin Ventura. I think it was on Sports Center. They showed it over and over and over again. You could see him running out to the mound, and I swear the look on his face as he got about halfway there was, maybe this, in retrospect, maybe this is such a good idea. And it turned out it wasn't not a good idea. So, yeah, Mike's sports history collector, signed baseballs, baby. He says, well, let's hope we can actually get him on the air. I'm very anxious about that. Our last effort was a technical disaster for some reason. So
here's another quick one. Matchbook from Mickey Mantle's Holiday Inn.
Yep. Somewhere I've got a matchbook from Holiday Inn for Mickey, and a matchbook from Joe DiMaggio's restaurant in San Francisco. That one I know where it is.
Yeah.
Not sure. And I got a business card from there, and then I got that postcard that sort of has the takeout menu, I think, on it.
Mm-hmm. Here's your pranks, Mike Petty. Peter's Meat.
Peter's Meat. Mike Petty has the autographed balls, I hear. I'd give you a lesson in detecting metal fakes. Okay, well, that'd be good to hear, I'm sure.
I don't think I've seen a Mantle fake.
Well, he certainly signed enough of them, but I don't know. That'd be a good thing to know still.
Yeah, I've seen DiMaggio fakes, Ted Williams fakes.
Oh yeah, they said that DiMaggio's sister signed a lot of his balls, as did the clubhouse guy.
They also had that Operation, was it Ballpark or Operation Bullpen? That's what it was, where the FBI investigated all those fake autographs.
Yep. Well, my Williams ball and Mantle ball I got from the upper deck, authenticated, so I guess they're probably okay. I never wanted to ask too many questions.
For Ted Williams, I look at if the T is pointed, to me that's kind of a red flag. Instead of being rounded on the bottom.
Yeah.
But I know just enough to be dangerous, where I could buy one that looks close and not be real.
If you're not going to resell it, you hate to think you pay whatever you'd have to pay for it to get one, and then have it be fake. But
yeah,
I wouldn't ask too many questions, I guess. I've got three autographs of his that I know are real because I got them right out of his hand.
Yeah.
I handed him two pictures and a card, and he signed them and gave them back to me. So those I can vouch for.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. If it's not real, the others aren't real. Well, they aren't going anywhere. So. Well, Scott, I as usual, I had a lot of fun. So talking with you and looking at your stuff. So I think we've been on for an hour now, and that's probably enough. So thanks to everybody who participated in the chat, and Mike, I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully, technology permits.
I'll watch
So,
for you guys.
okay. Well, thanks for doing this. You know,
That
we
was a
just
great time.
did this on the spur of the moment, really, and it's great. So, thanks a lot to everybody who participated.
Thanks for having
We'll
me,
see you
Rick.
all. Well, hey, anytime you want to do it, get your StreamYard account, and that'd suit me just fine. All right, well, we'll say goodbye, and everybody take care and have a good weekend.